Yay. All right. So I chose a card and it's like so perfect. I don't know if we've had this one yet, but this is the Revolution card. And look at her. This is a woman who is fully embodied in her beauty and she don't give a nothing. You can just see that. She is in her fire. She is in her element. Her hands are at her heart. She is sitting in peace, like meditation sit. So she's manifesting and creating, let's say, her heart's desire. Revolution. So I've been saying it from the beginning. We are in the revolution. We are in this time. And that word revolution, to revolve, it's like evolution, to evolve. You know, it's all here. And getting on your yoga mat and moving your body. And you know already that this is the entrance. This is the entryway to know thyself. Mind, body, breath, and spirit. Welcome to your practice, my friends. I feel inspired, a little fired by that card. And some crying puppies. But they'll be fine. Okay, let's start with like fearless heart mudra. So just move your fingers around. This is going to be, it's move your wrists around. And then even take your fingers, interlace, and do a little twisting as you twist your fingers. Yeah, so just moving around. Let's open the hands. You can flip out a little bit and then do a little bit of this sauciness in and out. How about this? Do you remember this? Yes, so we do this rolling. Good. Okay, and then just stretch them, open, close, open, close. This is just fire inducing in your hands, shake them out. And here's fearless heart mudra. So I'm gonna cross my right wrist over the left, bring the pinky pads together, the middle finger pads together. So you leave the ring finger out, the index finger pads together, and then we circle the ring finger and the thumb. So it can be a lot. You release however you need to. And then I anchor into this pose. Mudra is yoga for your hands. We're activating something in the body. So pressing the fingers together and even pushing out. If you have the thumb and finger connection, push out. So, and then I even bring the backs of the hands together. Lift your heart and welcome. You're just coming in. And we are just taking a seat. Breathing, close your eyes and feeling the energy from your heart center flowing into your hands and out through your open palms, and that circling of the ring finger and the thumb. So we invite in the earth energy and the spirit energy, the energy of nature that resides within you. The ring finger directly linked to your heart. Take one more breath in and out. Good. And then releasing the mudra, if you've had it, bring your hands together in front of your heart and just feel the activation already happening here in your hands. And just dropping into that energy that you feel, the opening of the fingers, the thumb. Feeling the little finger side of your hand connecting. The ease of your breath. And smiling a little to yourself. So you feel your shape you're in here as the seat of the yogi, of one who has taken time to be with self. This is the definition for me of self-care. Where at one time it was looking outside of myself. And here it is, this homecoming of sitting on your mat in the beginning of your practice. And open to whatever is coming in the evolution of self, the revolution of self. And then on your next inhalation, lengthen tall, hold the breath. Activate the energy up and the energy down and take in more air. And exhale your breath, let the shoulders drop. And inhale fully right to the top. Activate the breath, activate your energy, take in more air. And exhale. And let's do one more like that. Take it in. Pause as you lift up. See if you can lift up right from the base of you. So you don't just lift from the navel to the up to the sternum, but you lift up from the base. And then take in more air. So it's work. And then exhale. Release all of that. Let everything come down. Good. And then taking your hands, I feel we just need to activate this heart and the throat. So I'm just going to tap here on the upper chest, just underneath the collarbones. Yes. Do that for a little bit if you want to add your voice, like you would do if you were 5. I wouldn't even need to say that. You would just do it. And then now taking your hands, just give your throat a little massage. And as you massage, maybe the fingers come down right into the center of the throat, where your throat box is. And you feel free to take your hands behind too, give that a little rub, a little bit of your healing touch. You know, so anytime we feel our throats get tight, bring your hands there. You know, if you feel emotional, sometimes, you know, you're holding things back, bring your hands there, open that up. Great, okay. And then clear your throat if you need to. Bring your hands together and we will Om together 3 times. Inhale. Bow your chin, soften your jaw, your shoulders, even your heart. Release your hands to your thighs, lift your chin, and open your eyes. Okay, I'm just gonna give my thighs a little rub, massage the knees, the calves, and the feet. And I know you're probably maybe sitting the way I am. I see some of you are, and if you're not, that's all fine. Access what you can here. Wake this up. I love you, legs. I appreciate you. Whatever negative things you once thought about your thighs, now you revolutionize your vision of yourself and great beauty and strength. Great. And into that, let's start with a downward facing dog. And if downward dog doesn't feel like where you want to be, then feel free to take a child's pose and cover up this puppy pile. Good. Okay, and this is just a stretch yourself dog. Stretch back and pedal your feet. If you can lift your tailbone up a little higher. Maybe you can even find a cat-cow here. So moving the tailbone up and down and then let your head go. Shake it out a few times. You can look at your legs and your feet. Good. Nice. And then let's all take it into child's pose. And whenever you get here, setting yourself up nice. Take it back. And it doesn't need to be anything quick. You know, feel. You can walk yourself out. Let your breath go, your jaw go. Good. And just feeling your breath in your back. Noticing, you know, what's giving you something today to feel into in this pose. If you feel into your hips, your knees, even the shins, the belly, the low back. And then with gratitude for being able to feel all these places. It's how we connect. And the body's talking to us. Good. Okay. And then we're going to come up into a forearm dog. So let your forearms come down to the floor and come up to your forearms and knees. And then you can walk your knees back. Bring your elbows in a little closer. So maybe they go underneath the shoulders or even a little bit more in. Now bring your hands together, interlace your fingers, and then you have one little pinky that's going to take all the weight. So tuck that pinky in. So we're pinky on pinky. Good. Okay, and then from here, I said forearm dog, but let's do some shoulder push-ups first. So just dropping the heart down and lifting up. So as you push the forearms down to the floor, you might even curl your back up into a bit of a cat. And then dropping down here. And as you come down with your belly, even taking the shoulders away from the ears and moving yourself forward a little bit. So you start to almost circle into cat-cow. I ordered some vegan donuts from Google Donuts. So they have arrived. Yay. And I will share with all of you after class. No. But I'll let you know how they are. And then just circling here. Okay, see if you can reverse this a little bit. So I could feel my shoulders were circling forward and down, and it's so subtle. Just feel that, and then good. Okay, let's do one more revolution here of whatever this is for you. And then we'll move into the version of cat almost, like you're gonna lift your belly up, drop your head, tuck your toes under, and then start to lift the legs up off the floor. And then you might walk your legs in a little more, push the forearms down and away, drop your head. You can do this with your knees bent. Take the shoulders away from the ears. So if it feels crunchy, bend your knees. And then release down, release your hands. And we're gonna come into child's pose and with the arms at the back. So the backs of the hands are on the floor and you can just let your shoulders round down to the floor. So automatically here, I just kind of lift myself up. I tuck into a bit of a cat and come down. So my chest is resting on my thighs. If that works for you, just make it smaller. And really let the shoulders drop here. Even let your head go. Good. Okay, and then just take your hands, bring them to the floor, maybe either side of your knees, and press yourself up to sitting. So we're coming to sit on the tops of the feet. So be kind, if it's not happy for you. You can even lift your tush up, hands on the floor, otherwise come to sit and breathe here for a moment. Good. Okay, so you can watch this for the first round. So this is, we're just gonna stretch the head and the back of the neck. And this pose, sometimes is referred to as rabbit pose. I don't know the Sanskrit word, but I'm gonna place my hands on the floor and I'm gonna put my crown or the forehead or the crown of the head onto the floor and then lift my tush up. And I move forward until the head will tuck under. So I'll just place I have my toes tucked under too. I place the forehead down and you lift your tush up in the air, allow the head to roll. You might even get to the back of the head. And you're pressing the hips forward enough so you feel a stretch in the back of your neck. Oh, awesome. And then you can come up. And this time I have my toes tucked under. I'm gonna sit here and then I'm just gonna show you the next version. So you might just do it again with the hands on the floor. Otherwise, I take the head down, I lift up. I'm gonna take my arms up in the air or interlace and bring it up and over. Okay. So whichever one. So take your forehead down, lift your seat up, roll onto the top of your head, and then either lift your arms up in the air, interlace, reach up. Yes. And then you can release your hands to the floor or just come back. And this time I'm gonna have the tops of the feet down and bring myself up. And then just be for a moment. That's a lot. We don't often have your head down. Hey, Sadie. And then breathing here. Hey, I have to retrain her, so forgotten everything she knows. Shh. Take one more breath. Good. Okay, and then we're gonna do a forearm dog again. So you can come onto your hands and knees. Turn your inner elbows to face front. I'm walking my knees back. Lower your forearms to the floor. Then walk your elbows in. Okay, bring the hands together. Opposite interlace. You feel that little pinky? Tuck it in. So both pinkies are touching. Then I push the forearms down and out. So I might even walk them in more. I just push from the floor as if I'm pushing the floor out. Then I'm going to find that cat pose. So draw your belly in. You can even drop your head, open your mouth, tuck your toes under, and press yourself up and back. And you press the forearms down and away. Let your head go. Yes, you can be looking at your feet. Good. Okay, if this works from here, I'm going to lift one leg up in the air. Take the shoulders away from the ears if you can, and then release and maybe change if you lifted. If not, it's all fine. You're just breathing. And then release, knees to the floor. Come back to child's pose. Take your arms behind you, backs of the hands to the floor. Or if you can grab hold of your feet, do that. And right away, automatically, I tuck in and come back. So I just tuck into the cat pose. So my chest will land more on top of my knees if that's possible. Let your head go. Breathe. Good. And then take your hands to the floor. Either side of your knees, press yourself up. Okay, pause. Breathe. You know, this is a lot of upside down. It's all upside down. So anything you're feeling, maybe refreshed. Feel that. And then we're going to come back to the rabbit just to stretch the head and neck. So as long as this works for you. Hands come down, tuck your chin, put your forehead on the floor, and then move the hips towards the head. And then once you're there, you can lift your arms up. Or interlace, opposite interlace. And then release. Okay. And then just take a moment and feel all of that goodness. Okay, beautiful. Good. All right, I feel a twist. So I'm gonna do a twist sitting like this and take my hands down to the floor. And then I'm gonna hop my hips up and over to the left. And so they're not gonna come down. I'm just kind of maybe have my right sit bone on the left heel. And then you'll walk your hands over to the right. And then as I walk my hands over, I do that same little tuck in like that cat pose. See if I can go a little deeper. And then maybe turning your head to look to the back of your mat. The hands on the floor can push the floor away. You're gonna drop more to the left. Let your jaw go. Breathe into whatever this is for you. Good, okay, and then bring your hips back over both heels. Walk your hands around. You don't have to come all the way up. Just whatever it is here, and then rock your hips over to the right. Whatever side it was, the left, I guess. And then walk your, no, it was right. You know, I've forgotten already. So twist them, walk your hands over. And then maybe a little tuck in. Turn your head to look at the back of your mat. And then I use the hands to push the floor away and get a little more deeply over to that side we're kind of hanging on. Good. Okay, bring your hips back to center. Come back. Let's take a downward dog from here. Let's walk your hands forward. Come up, tuck your toes under, press yourself up and back. Okay, let your head go, my friends. See if you can take the shoulders away from the ears. You might shift forward a little bit. Shake your head out. Open your mouth. Release. Good. Okay, and then we're gonna come back down. Good. Okay, come back into child's pose for like maybe a couple breaths. You can take your hands behind, maybe you hold your feet if you can. Tuck yourself into a little bit of a cat. Breathe here, drop your head, your jaw. Good. Okay, and then take your hands either side of your knees. Press yourself up, and we're gonna come back to that same twist. So I'm gonna take it a step deeper. Maybe yes, maybe no. You see how it goes for you. Take your hands in front. Let's see if I can remember. Hop your hips over to the left. Let's start at the left. Walk your hands to the right. And then you find that little bit of a cat. You drop more onto the left side. Good. Okay, and then you might walk your hands more over to the right. The next step here, and this might be very crunchy, so you decide. You take your left hand and you grab hold of your right heel. Then once I've got that, then I'll walk my right hand up and maybe over my head or wherever it's gonna go. You might just reach and breathe, and you might be nowhere near here, and that's totally fine. One more breath, and then we'll release. Okay, oh, so nice. And then come up. Maybe let's feel that for a breath. I just need to feel. Come up and feel that opening. Good. And then come back down. And this time we'll hop the hips over to the right and walk your hands to the left. Tuck into your cat. Lean over. And then either stay here, pushing the floor away, or you take the right hand, grab hold of your left heel. If you can't hold it, that's fine. Just drop your hand in front of your shin. If that works, that might not even work. Then I start to take my head forward and walk the left hand up. And I know this side is tighter for me, so wherever it goes, I'm gonna breathe and be and honor. Good. And then release that. And just bring yourself forward to lie on your mat. So maybe you hang out in plank for a moment. Rock front to back if that is interesting. Maybe take one hand, hold your heart. I love myself. Look what I can do. And then come all the way down. And just breathe here. You're gonna open your legs apart. Maybe you rock your feet from side to side, your heels from side to side. And just drop in. So good. Feel your heartbeat, your breath, your presence. Okay. I'm just going to turn to face you. You stay exactly as you are. Okay. All right, take one more breath. And as you breathe out, just come up onto your forearms into Sphinx. Spread your fingers, anchor down, and we're just gonna move the shoulders, maybe front to back or one at a time. Just kind of explore your space here. So we did forearm dog, right? So now we're on the forearms. Good. Okay, I'm just gonna circle, and then we're gonna come into the pose. So I'm just kind of hanging out here. I'm gonna press from the shoulders to the elbows down. And that's gonna lift me up. Now I'm gonna draw the belly in. You might widen your legs here, and you might tuck your toes under too. So you're pushing back. You're pushing down from shoulders to elbows. The belly's drawing in. Now I'm gonna let the head go, and as the head goes, I can start to take the shoulders away from the ears and anchor through the elbows, shoulders away. Your head might drop more. And then you might start to turn your head gently side to side. But keep that engagement of the elbows, because that's going to give you space to release the shoulder blades down the back a little bit. The belly drawing in will protect your low back. And then just notice if you're clenching your glutes, and can you let that go? Good. And then coming to your center, release yourself down. Palm over palm, maybe switch it. Maybe even turn your head one direction if that feels better. And breathe. And then because we're lying on our chest, feel your breath moving into your back. Right behind the heart. And just really drawing your breath into your wing space. So you might even be deepening your breath and expanding. If you have your head turning one way, just lift your head up and turn, face the opposite. And just feeling your breath. If you don't feel it at the back of your shoulders, that's fine. Wherever you feel it, be there. There's no right way to do yoga. One thing I've learned, all those teachers and people who said to me, you can't do that. And then I see somewhere else someone say, you can do that. So as long as you're mindful, we're going to be okay. And then from here, feel your hands on the floor, anchor down to lift your head and chest up. Come back to Sphinx. And for this one now, I'm going to take let's start with the right arm. Okay, actually, let's do this. Yeah, okay, I can do it here. Right arm is lifted, left hand is down. I'm going to just lift the left arm up and take that right arm palm up underneath. And then I'm going to take the left one over to the left. And then I might, you can turn your hands down and walk them. You're going to adjust. Once you're here, you tuck your little toes under and you kind of walk yourself up and over. So wherever these go, maybe they'll go more into the chest. And I'm going to just drop in and feel, if you feel a little uneven, you want to rock, know that movement's always good. And I'm going to come to a place where I can start to drop my head. And, my chin might drop right into this arm holder here. I'm going to move the shoulders away from the ears a little bit. And then I might be like, oh, I can tuck my toes under and come forward a little bit more. And then just dropping in. So it doesn't need to be a huge sensation place. We're just widening that wing space. And then your work once you're here, what the work is to really relax the head and to let the heart drop and then be with your breath. So that you can become a little heavier in maybe the heart space, the jaw, even the belly dropping. Good. Okay, and then we're going to just slowly extricate. So you're just going to press the elbows down so your head lifts and then ease your way out. And as you come out, just open your wings out, come down, turn your head, place one cheek on the floor. And if that's no good, bring your arm underneath and just take a few breaths here. So remember which cheek you have down, because we'll do the other side and then you'll change to the other cheek. So keep note. Good. Okay, one more breath in and breath out. And then don't just lift your head, my friends. Feel your hands on the floor, anchor down through the hands like you're pushing the floor down. And that's gonna lift your chest, and then the head comes to face the floor. Bring your hands down and find your Sphinx again. Okay, maybe a little bit of this, feel, oh, what is this? Little shoulder flossing. I'm even gonna move into a bit of cat-cow here. So I move the shoulders forward, drop the head, and then bring them forward. Whatever you're doing, love your movements. Yes, okay, and then we're just gonna find Sphinx. So same thing with forearm dog. Walk your elbows in. All these people walking their dogs make my dogs crazy. That's okay. Place your hands on the floor and now push the forearms down and away. So you almost are moving into cat. Take the belly in, use your abdominals, shoulders away from your ears. Drop your head. If you need to widen your legs, do that. It's good for your back. And breathe. And the more I can release the crown of the head, the more room I have for the shoulders to move away from the ears. Good. Get a little saucy if you want to move your shoulders front to back. Even as you're drawing the shoulder blades down the back, find some movement. And you can feel the work that is happening here. All these little places we don't generally get into might be like, hey, I'm waking up. Good. Okay. And then release your belly down. So we take the belly down, we move the shoulders away from the ears here. Again, I'm gonna anchor. Okay, now I'm here, I'm gonna take the chin back and drop my eyes to the floor. You might draw your belly in. This is work. So the shoulders are back, I'm pushing down into the elbows, I take the chin back and breathe. Okay, release that slowly. You can feel like how much you can let that go. Okay, now lift the right arm, left hand to the, oh no, sorry, wrong one. Left hand is lifted. I don't do opposite, you guys, so that's why I get confused. Left hand is lifted, right hand to the floor, straighten the right arm, and now palm facing up, underneath, down, and then the other one comes up. And then you find your, I'll make sure they don't do that during Shavasana. Walk yourself over, and then you're here. And you might turn your hands down, you know, kind of see, oh, you know, it's a different thing. Tuck your little toes under, walk yourself forward if you can, so that the elbows, forearms move more into your chest. Then you're here. You start to drop the head. Maybe the chin tucks right into the arms. And we draw the shoulders away from the ears. Sadie, come here. Come here. Good, and breathe. Stay there, keep breathing. Just being mindful if you can go a little deeper, and if you need to release, and then be in that place where you can just let everything be heavy. Good. And then just breathing wherever you feel the breath, assist it. So you deepen it to that place where you feel the constriction, and you can release it. Melting your heart space down. Just let everything get heavier. Good. Okay, and then preparing to come out. So you press the elbows into the floor, lift your chest, and slowly come out. Open your arms out to the side, put your opposite cheek on the floor, and feel your wingspan, even the blood rushing into your arms. And enjoying every moment. Even the moments that you don't enjoy so much, you enjoy those too. Good. And take one nice breath in and breathe out, and stay where you are, my friends. Palms are down. Spread your fingers, anchor into the floor, and press down with the hands. Lift your heart and chest. Now you might lift your legs. We're coming to fly. I'm going to lift the arms up. The chest is lifting. I'm going to tuck my chin, look down. The legs are up. Maybe your toes are spread, fingers are spread. And then I'm going to fly. I'm going to take the arms down by my sides, palms facing. And I'm going to take them up over my head, palms facing each other. So the belly is working here. Keep looking down. Whatever you're doing, know you're doing great. If you've already dropped, that's fine. Otherwise, be here, breathe, fly, and then we'll release. And maybe this time the arms will come forward. This is full pranama. Interlace the fingers, index fingers are extended, and then I drop my head here. Maybe you remember pencil dive, or just dropping your head, tuck your chin, breathe. Maybe you can even extend your arms a little bit longer with some effort. Great. Okay. And take one more breath in and out. Good. And then you can release your hands. We're just going to press up and back, child's pose. So take your hands wherever they need to go. Press up and back. And as you come into child's pose, same thing we've been doing. Just take your arms to face the back. And you can grab hold of your toes if you wish. Drop your shoulders, tuck your chin. Soften your glutes. Good. We'll take one more breath in and out. Good. Okay. And then from here, we're going to come up to your hands and knees. And I'm going to take this to pigeon. So you can stay on hands and knees. You can come to downward facing dog if you feel you'd like to do that. It's all fine. Okay, from here. So if you're in downward dog or hands and knees, maybe you lift the right leg up, extend it, look at the left leg, push the left thigh back, press your hands down and away, drop your head. And as you exhale here, we bring this right knee to the outside of the right hand and you cross the foot over. So your right heel is just above your left hip. Then maybe you walk the back leg back, okay? And know you can prop up. If you need a little bit of extra support, throw that under your hip. I'm on the hands here and I'm just gonna rock side to side to start. So I'm really just turning my head and my shoulders and just feeling in. Good. And then from here, maybe you come down onto your forearms and we'll just start there like we've been doing. So this time I'll just have the hands together, Anjali Mudra. I'm gonna anchor the forearms down and out, and then I'm just gonna turn, but it's my shoulders moving forward and back. And at the same time, you're probably rocking your hip a little bit as a nice opening. Okay. And then you can bring yourself into your center, whatever that is. You want to drop the head to the floor or stay on your hands and just drop your head down with the shoulders away from your ears. It's feeling into this pose by melting yourself. Okay, it's also a quest for space. So if it's very crunchy for you, awesome. You get to breathe into all those places. And if you feel your body opening, you might walk that back leg back a bit. Let your jaw go, your breath. So as you exhale, you open your mouth. Good. Nice. And then coming back onto your hands, and let's do a magic. Do some magic. So we won't just change sides the way we came in. I'm just going to lean over towards this right leg and sweep the left leg all the way around. And wherever it lands, it's all good. Good. Okay. Interlace your fingers. Hug this in. Lift yourself up. Take your shoulders away from your ears and breathe. All good. Whatever you're doing is beautiful. Okay, from here, just notice this the left hip and see if you can drop it down a little bit. Good. Okay, I'm gonna release my hands over to the right side, and then I'm just gonna come up, keep the feet on the floor, lift your sit, walk your hands all the way around to the second side, and then you're gonna come into this twist, you're like, oh, I can't go anymore. Well, that's when you sit with grace and elegance and whatever you have. Opposite, interlace your fingers, fake it till you make it. Hug in, keep going, and then, there we are. And just hold in. Drop your shoulders, lift your heart. Breathe. Okay, let the right hip, you press it down to the floor. You can shift your ribs over. Yeah, take one more breath. Okay, now we're gonna move this into pigeon. So take this leg, so the hands come, no, wait, now I gotta think. Hands come down. Oh, actually, it's like maybe lift up. Well, you can figure it. Oh, I'm on the wrong side, that's why. Okay, well, here your left leg's coming down. Did that work for any of you? If it did, great. If it didn't, then just left knee to the outside of the left hand and walk your right leg back. Good. And then just be here for a few moments. Once you get here, it's not always, that's the magic. It didn't work. That's okay. And then just twisting. Good. Okay, and then as you're ready, you come down onto your forearms. You might hold the palms together, move the shoulders away from your ears so you can drop your head and breathe. And then even with my head dropped here, now I'm going to roll the shoulders forward and back. And as I do that, then the hips are also rocking. So that's all good. I still have the back toes tucked under. And then dropping yourself in, whatever that means. So you might widen the elbows, rest your forehead on your hands, or just draw the shoulders away from your ears. Release your head, your jaw. And the more you start to release through the hip, the heart space, the body opens, you might be able to grow your pose a little bit just by walking that back leg back a bit. Okay, if this is very crunchy and you notice a lot of places talking to you, then smile. Breathing into the pose. So there's nowhere else to think in a pose like this. You know, most of us don't sleep like this. So you're here. Good. Okay. One more breath. Nice. And then we'll release into downward dog here, or hands and knees, whatever you need to do. So I tuck that back leg under, lift up, and then I'm just going to take this left leg up into the air. I look at the right thigh. I'm going to push the thigh back, heels of the hands forward. Good. And exhale. Let's bring both knees to the floor. Tuck your toes under, take the hips back. And I'm just keeping my hands on the floor here. I'm going to push the floor down and away. Tuck into your cat pose. Drop your chin. So you might be on your hands and knees into this pose. It's all fine. Good. Okay, and then bring yourself forward. Come to sit for a moment. And you're going to grab a blanket. You could also use a bolster, but I'm going to use a blanket. And we're just going to make the old sausage roll. So take a moment to fold your prop nice. Need a puppy cam. It's so cute right now. She's feeding them and they're upside down. Okay, so I make my little sausage roll, and we're going to put this sausage roll lengthwise so you can make it nice and tight. And then, you know, if it feels like it's too big, you make a smaller blanket roll. And then I'm just going to sit on the floor in front of this roll. I'm going to lie down so that it's right in the center of my spine's on there. And then I can take my hands up to the end of the blanket, and I'm just going to tuck this in under. So I get a little pillow for my head. And then, you know, you adjust if you need something under your hips. We're going to open the wings out. And then you might widen your feet, let the knees come together. You can keep your knees bent and stretch your legs out. If you love a Baddha Konasana, you're welcome to do that too. And just dropping in. So dropping in means that you feel like the front top of your body just melting down to the back of the body. Let your jaw be super relaxed. Third eye, very relaxed. Maybe you're smiling. And just really softening behind the wings. Okay, so we're going to do a little massage here. We're going to start by just turning the head to the right. So you might lift it up, turn it to the right as much as you can. And you even, as you turn to the right ear comes down onto your blanket roll, hopefully, and you can even move the back of the head more to the left. So that it is a bit of a stretch. It might not be a stretch for you, that's all fine too. Then we're going to take the right hand up and over to the left side of the neck. And I'm just going to massage maybe the top of the shoulder here, the side of your neck, back of your neck, anything you can touch. You can even do the front of the shoulder just with the heel of your hand on that upper part of your chest. And it might feel a little tender there. That's, I want to say normal, but where you find some tenderness here, so might be right at the, underneath the clavicle. You can push in with the heel of your hand, make some circles, but keep your face very relaxed. So just massaging here and whatever you can. And then I might take the hand and just kind of press that left shoulder more to the floor. Oh, yeah, that's right. Good. Nice. And then releasing the right hand back out and just feel here a little bit of a difference or energizing. Good. And then we're going to turn the head back to center. So you might even lift it up and bring it back. And then with the head in center, just feeling. And then preparing to turn your head to the left. So you might lift your head up and turn it to the left. And then you see you can get the left ear down, and the back of the head might even move more to the right, just to make it a little bit more deep. And then breathing there. And then we'll take the left hand up and over, and you'll just offer that same loving, supportive touch. And your ease of breath to the right side, just feeling into any tension here and side of your neck, on the back of the shoulder, top of the shoulder, and the front. Just looking for any places that are a little tight or a little discomfort coming up maybe. And then you might press in and circle wherever you feel that tightness, and just offering it release. And then to end, I'll just use my hand to gently press that right shoulder to the floor. You know, it might pop up every time I let go. That's all fine. Good. Nice. And then just coming into that place, both arms extended, head still turned to the left, and breathing. Okay, and then bring your head to center. Pause here, just like this. If you want to fly a little bit, you just lift your arms, open your head. Ganesh me. And just fly your arms up and down if that makes sense. You can even cross, grab opposite elbows, and take them down. Just be playful, whatever works here, but you're flying in this nice little plane here, and the shoulders are getting a little bit of a massage, maybe, hopefully. Good. And then just do one more of whatever it is you're doing, if that's just resting and breathing or flying. And then from here, we're just going to roll to one side to come off this blanket. And you might keep your eyes closed, just press yourself up. And then we'll turn the blanket horizontally. You can refold it. And we're just going to place this underneath the back of the heart, just so we get this little bit of a lift here. So you can come down, the shoulders, shoulder blades are on here, and the head. I like to lift, I keep my head lifted, I take my hands behind and use this opportunity to kind of massage the back of the neck, pull the hair up, and then I hold the head as I bring it down. So, and if you need a blanket under your head or something under your hips, figure that out. Feel free to kind of rock a little bit side to side so you can get everything in place. And then you might keep the elbows on the blanket roll if that feels better, hands resting on your body or arms out to the side or cowboy surrender, whatever feels good. And it gives you that place of entry to be with the pose and with your body. And the legs, again, you can do whatever you like. Knees bent, legs straight, Baddha Konasana. Even sitting cross-legged can be kind of nice here. Just taking your legs into the Sukhasana. Simple cross-legged. And then breathing here. Okay. From here, wherever your arms are, if they're out to the side or whatever, just reach them up to the sky. And we'll just do a little shoulder lift. So you reach the arms up and the shoulders come out of, the shoulders reach up. Keep the arms lifted and bring the shoulders down. So almost like this little shoulder push-up, but you're just here on your back. So you're just reaching up, let the shoulders extend, and then bring the shoulders down, arms stay straight and strong. And we'll just do maybe 2 more. It's feeling, I'm getting some cracking in one shoulder, and I always appreciate that. And then you're gonna let the shoulders come down. We're gonna cross the arms like we did, like you're giving yourself a hug. So whichever arm goes in front, notice. And then your hands might just rest. They might tuck underneath you like you're giving yourself a big hug. And you can rock a little bit. You can move the elbows up and down a little bit. And then you'll settle in. So because we're in this lift with the blanket roll, your elbows might want to drop on top of your face. Tuck your chin in and be with that. And you might be able to drop the elbows more towards your chest and breathe with that. So whichever one, it's totally fine. Let your jaw go, be with your breath. And then you can reach the arms up, change the cross of your arms, and find this pose on the second side. And again, once you're in it, rock a little bit, side to side with the chest, or move the elbows front to back a few times, as if they're going over your head and down by your chest. And then you'll settle into whatever your body wants to do here. Nice. And then you can exhale and release your arms wherever they want to go, out by the sides or resting on your tummy. And again, just dropping yourself into the support. Okay, and then we're just gonna come off this blanket. So again, just rolling yourself to one side. So you'll bend your knees, you might lift your hips, shift them to one side and roll to the opposite. And then come up in whatever way you need to. Good, okay. So we're getting close to Shavasana. I want you to lie down so you can feel what's happened. But if you have a block and if your wings have been bothering you, I'm just gonna show you one more thing, and it's not super comfy, but you don't need to stay there for long. I'm going to put the block, normally when we go underneath the shoulders, we have the block, what is this, horizontally. I'm going to turn it vertically, okay, and then I'm going to come down. I'm going to find, so I hold the block, and I'm looking, I kind of push the back like I'm doing cat pose, and this block is going to come like, I want to say base of your bra strap, but I don't know if that makes sense for everybody. So you kind of find that upper back where you can lie back, and then you're going to hold your head. The elbows come into the sides of the face, they're pointing up, and I just start to drop the head back here, and then I'm dropping the shoulder, like just dropping into the block. And then if you're here with me, if you're doing this and you're holding your head up, you might even just start to use the hands to turn the head side to side a few times. So the head's not doing it. So as we turn the head, we're actually also massaging the inside of the shoulder blades here on the edges of the block. I have my knees bent. I'm here. Good. And like I said, you don't have to be here for long. Then I'm going to lift the chin right to the chest. I put the hands down on the floor, and I'm just going to press myself up. Okay, so if you did that with me, great. If you didn't, that's fine too. You know, just be there. And then we're going to move onto the back for Shavasana. But we might just hug our knees into our chest before we do that. So put on your socks, your sweatshirt, set your space up so nice for your rest. And if you have a bolster, you can put that, you can use that. Where's my bolster? Yay, Mama. Okay, good. And then once you come onto your back, you might have a support for your head. You can have your, if you're using your bolster, I'm gonna stretch my legs out here now and come down. And then just take a few moments, just feel how grounded you are. Back of the heart. And then bring your knees into your chest. And you might just hug them in here. I'm just gonna hold mine in nice and tight and drop into this pose here. Let the shoulders drop. But you know, use your intuition, the powers of your inner wisdom. If you need to rock a little bit or move a little bit, that's fine. I'm just hugging these knees in, holding opposite elbows. If that works for you, great. If not, no problem. Find your place. And I'm just going to really focus on being in the pose and dropping my shoulders. Tuck the chin in a little bit. Let the jaw go. And then once you have that, so the back, you know, you're dropping your jaw, the shoulders, and then we want to release the belly. So I'm just dropping in deeply to the floor, feeling the construction and constrictions of my breath. My hip creases are talking to me here, but soften the glutes. Good. Okay, and then we're going to release, and you can stretch your legs out. I'm going to take my legs up and over, like up to the sky. I'm going to take my hands and grab behind the calves. And then you're going to pull these legs towards your face. And at the same time, anchor your tailbone to the floor. And then you might add a little flexion to the feet. It's not easy because there's a lot happening here. So I'm pulling the calves down, pushing my tail towards the floor, shoulders dropping, jaw releasing. Breathe. Now my thighs are right into my belly. Let the tension from the shoulders go. Good. And then release. And from here you can move into Shavasana, but if there's anything else you want to do, you want to put that block under your sacrum for a few, that's fine. You want to move into Baddha Konasana for a few, that's fine. Or just even windshield wiper. Oh, we didn't do one windshield wiper this whole practice. Windshield wiper, it's integral. I feel like it's moving your back, everything. So whatever you need, throw that in. And then take your time. Whenever you get into your Shavasana, just rest together. And allow all of that we have revolutionized and evolutionized within our bodies and opened and awoken to and have woken. We take the time here to integrate. You know, in yoga, the king of all poses is the headstand, and the queen is shoulder stand. And you know, we do them in our own little way. You kind of did like a modified headstand today when you rested on the crown of your head. But Shavasana is the most important pose. It's where we are with ourselves and our inner world, and we can be aware of what our minds are talking about, what they're telling us. We can be aware of any places we're holding stress and tension. So the goal is not to fall asleep. It is conscious and constructive rest. So welcome yourself to your Shavasana. And staying in your rest for as long as you'd like to. Otherwise, if you feel ready, just beginning to deepen your breath and scan your body. Any place you're still holding. And slowly waking yourself up by wiggling your toes, rolling your ankles, and doing the same with your fingers, your wrists. And if you want to stretch your arms over your head and lengthen your feet like you're just waking up, we'll do a little hip walking here, pressing one leg away and the other. And bending your knees, and maybe you hug your knees into your chest or lift your hips up, whatever feels good. And rolling to your side. And then resting in the fetal position for a few moments. Just come up to seated or stay as you are. Okay. So take your time. Just be in your stillness, even if you've come up to sitting. And I'm going to come back to Fearless Heart Mudra. And so crossing the right wrist over the left, and then you touch all the pads of the fingers together except for the ring and the thumb. And the ring and the thumb circle each other. And we hold that in front of your heart. So you don't have to do this. You could also have the hands together. And just feeling into your fearless heart, and even taking your heart space back a little bit as you rest into the support of your wings. Drop your shoulders, and then releasing your chin, your breath. And just letting the tongue rest. Soften your third eye. And we can bring the hands together. And if you're lying down, you can bring your hands together over your heart. And take a moment for gratitude for yourself, your capital S self, for getting on the mat and listening to your body, connecting to yourself, mind, body, breath, and spirit. And to inhale, lengthen tall. And exhale your breath fully here. And we'll inhale for our May We Be Blessed mantra. May we be blessed with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we be healthy. And we'll seal that with one Om. Inhale. And Om Shanti, Om Peace, Om Namaste. Bless yourself, and then we bless each other by taking a big breath in, breathing into your hands, catch your breath, and offer it out. Yes. And I was thinking one more thing, one more thing for your, anyone can do this for your back, self-massage. If you have a tennis ball, you put that into a sock, and then you take the ball to the wall, press your back into that, and you move yourself around, up and down. Oh, you're gonna love it. So if that's, if you're feeling that, then go ahead and throw that in, a little self-massage tennis ball. And have a beautiful day. I love you, I love you, I love you. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much, you guys.